Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to be using some of the new Bobbi Brown products that came out. I ordered these from Selfridges because even though they do sell Bobbi Brown here in New Zealand, for some reason they don't tend to get the more newer releases. So I picked up the face and cheek palette, and this is in medium. They had light, medium and dark, so I chose the middle one. And I also picked up 3 of the Long-Wear Cream Shadow Sticks. These are all these products, the shadow sticks and the face and cheek palette, are all from the Real Nudes collection. This palette here is a limited edition, but it's still for sale on the Bobbi Brown website. I've recently started purchasing Bobbi Brown again. I did a video a little while ago, and that was on the Luxe Metal Rose eyeshadow palette, and I will link that above if you want to take a look. It was with this eyeshadow palette here, and I love it. I wore it again the other day, and I've worn it quite a few times. It's a really beautiful palette. And I also did a video not that long ago because Charlotte Tilbury bought out 2 different face and cheek palettes. Well, they had a bit more than this. They also had setting powder, and they had some eyeshadows. But even though this has a blush, it has a bronzer and what they call an illuminating powder in it, the blush could be used as an eyeshadow as well. Now, I've already tried out these products. I tried them out a few days ago, and I really love them. I've also done a swatch in natural light of all of how these products look on my arm. I will swatch them again in this video, but I'll also put up the photo that I put on Instagram, because it's good to see how these colors look under the studio lights here and also under natural light as well. So the products came in the typical Bobbi Brown packaging, the black packaging with the white writing on it. I kept them just to show you, but as I said, I've already used these products. We'll start with the face and cheek palette first and take a look at the outside packaging. It is really beautiful and a decent size. It feels quite weighty in the hand and quite luxe. Inside it has a generous size mirror. There is a sticker to peel off, which I haven't done yet. And then you have the 3 different products. You've got the bronzer here, and then the illuminating powder, and then the blush. As I said, the blush could also, and the bronzer as well. All of these 3 products actually could be used on the eyes. I need to try that out. I'm sure they would work beautifully. I'm really pleased that I recently started purchasing Bobbi Brown again. I used to, years ago, have Bobbi Brown, and then I sort of started trying out different products. But I really love the shades that they bring out. They're always really warm and soft and very feminine colors. I find their products are really easy to blend, and they last really well throughout the day. The 3 sticks that I got, they are the Long-Wear Cream Shadow Sticks. The colors I got is Shore, and then I got Cashew, and then I got Cinnamon. And I'm going to use all these 3 shades on my eyes today. It does say on their website that these can be applied with your finger, and they can, but I do prefer to use a brush when I put on any type of eyeshadow product, and even a cream. And the brush that I found, and I will use that today, the best one, and that is the BK Beauty brush, and that is the 2061. So I will swatch these on my arm now. I'll start with the face and cheek palette. So this is the blush, and they call this shade Tawny. Next is the bronzer. They say it's a bronzing powder and in the shade medium. And this is the Illuminating Bronzing Powder, it's called. And that is called Chelsea Glow. So this shade is Shore. This one is Cashew. And this one is Cinnamon. The one Shore actually has a slight type, maybe it's just my skin, but throws a slight green tinge to it. And here it's just a tan brown, and the cinnamon is more of a chocolate colour. So I'm going to put these products on in the order that I would normally put my makeup on. I have a foundation on. It's a new one that I'm trying out from Chantecaille, and I've had it on for about 2 or 3 hours now, and it looks pretty good at the moment, so I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've also got on some powder. I've got on corrector and concealer. I've done my eyebrows, and I also have eyeshadow primer on. I use the MAC Paint Pot one. So from the face and cheek palette, I will now put on bronzer because that's what I normally do. I'm going to use the Tom Ford. This is the 05 brush. I just picked this up last week and I've used it a few times, and it is a beautiful bronzing brush. When you tap in your brush, it picks up a decent amount of product. There is a slight, very slight amount of kick up in the pan. So I've worn my hair down today because my curls are behaving. So hopefully they keep out of the way. And I'll start with this bronzer. When I wore it the other day, it went on very smoothly. Had no issues with it whatsoever.
Have you ever been in love? Dove in from high above, and if the answer's no, well then I'd like to get to know you. And though I know these lights are blinding, I will guide us home. 'Cause I don't know what I've been told.
So just like the other day when I put it on, it applies really easy, and I really like this colour. My skin's possibly a bit lighter this time of the year, being winter here in New Zealand, but it just gives a really subtle warmth, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So what I usually do next with my makeup is put on eyeshadow. So that's what I'll do, and use these cream shadow sticks. So I'm going to start with the colour Shore first, and these twist up. They also twist back down again. And I'll show you that they do blend with your finger. Now, these, as they say, are long wearing, and they are. Once they've dried down, they do not budge, and they don't crease either. But in saying that, you do have time to blend them and play around with them a bit, and also I'll be using the 2 other shades as well. They do take a little while to dry down, but once they are dried, there is no budging them. You really have to use a really good eye makeup remover at night to get rid of them. So I don't know whether you can actually see the shade under these lights, but it does blend out really well. It also doesn't settle into the skin. As we mature, we have looser skin on our eyes, and it doesn't settle into that. So next I'm going to take the shade Cashew. I'm just going to do slowly building up of the shades. Now this isn't going to be some dramatic eye look. That's not really what these shades are about, but they do give a really beautiful look. I'm not going to add any eyeliner today. I'm just going to add these shadows and then do my mascara, just so I think it gives quite a nice wide eye look and just a very natural, almost no makeup look, just really pretty and subtle. So this shade is slightly darker, so I'm just going to run it through my crease, and this is where I will grab my BK Beauty brush It is the is this the 206 brush? Yes, this is BK Beauty 206 brush. And I found that this worked really well in blending out the colours. Now I'm going to use the last shade, that's the darkest one, Cinnamon, and I'm just going to put some in the outer corner and again a little bit through the crease and slightly above, and I will be using the BK brush again.
And I don't know what those men see, but I see you right next to me. And if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
And like I was saying, because they are long wear, they do dry down and don't budge after a while. You have got a few minutes to put them on and use them so that they can blend beautifully together. You have to work quite quickly, but you don't need to panic about it either. I am going to put some of the cinnamon shade under my lower lash line, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty, it's the 204 brush to do that. And this is the tip of the eyeshadow here is too thick to put under my eye. I'd end up with this really wide line. So what I do is I just take the brush and I just brush it along the tip. If you want to soften the line out, you can go back to the other brush and just blend it out slightly. But if I wanted to now try and blend a bit further on my upper eyelid, I wouldn't be able to. They are set down now. So I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to put any other, I've put that liner on using one of the shades, but I'm not going to use an eyeliner. Now I'm just going to put on mascara, and then I'll be back to use the Illuminating Bronzing Powder and also the blush. Website, on the Bobbi Brown website, it does say we can use the Illuminating Bronzing Powder to sweep over the cheeks and then the blush over the top, and that's what I did the other day and it looked really beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 104 brush and go into the illuminating powder first and just get my hair out of the way a bit. This is why I normally wear it up when I do a video. It just tends to get in the way. And this illuminating powder gives a very subtle sheen to the cheeks. It is really, really pretty. I don't really particularly like anything too intense. I think that, well, with my skin and sometimes with mature skin, it can emphasize texture a bit. This doesn't seem to do that. So I sweep it all over, even where I had the first bronzer. And then just using the same brush, go into the blush, the shade they call Tawny. You only need to slightly tap in the pan. You do get quite a bit of pickup.
We got a brand new night, and good love will soon arrive. And when it does, then
so I think the blush is a really pretty colour, and with the illuminating powder underneath, you just get a really beautiful subtle glow. And I think it looks really, really gorgeous, and it doesn't emphasize the texture on my skin. So now I'm going to put on some lipstick. I don't have any Bobbi Brown lipsticks. I did a bit of a clean out the other day, and there were 2 Bobbi Brown lipsticks in my collection, but they would have been 3 or 4 years old, so it was time to throw them out. But I've grabbed the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Bitch Perfect, and this is just a beautiful nude colour, and I thought this would go really well with the look. So now with the whole look done, just like the other day when I tried it out, I think it looks really, really pretty. Just very subtle, feminine colours. Those of you, I forgot to mention, those of you that haven't seen my videos before, I have really oily skin and oily eyelids as well. If you're the same, have really oily eyelids, you are going to love these cream shadows. You can see that they don't crease. I haven't been wearing them that long yet. The other day I probably wore them for at least 10 hours. As I said, they don't budge. I had to put on some cotton pads eye makeup remover and just let that sit on my eyelids for about at least 10 seconds so I could gently remove it. At the end of that 10 hours, they still looked as good as what they do now. No creasing, no transferring. Also the shade that I put under my lower lash line, that didn't move as well. I think these are fantastic with oily skin. And the bronzer and the illuminating bronzer and the blush are really, really beautiful. You know, some people don't like these face and cheek palettes. I recently did a review on the Charlotte Tilbury ones, as I think I mentioned that earlier, and I really enjoy these. For the last couple of weekends I've gone away just on the Friday night and back on the Sunday, and before I got this I packed, well, both of the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes that I have. I find them really, really handy without taking a whole lot of makeup. Just keeps everything very tidy together. So this is another product that I will be taking with me when I go away for the weekend. It just cuts down on the amount of products that you take away with you. You know, if you're just going away for 1 or 2 days, you don't necessarily need a huge variety of looks, and these type of palettes are perfect for that. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.